Absolutely, and I mean, as we're seeing the final few picks come in here, the Shen
Oh,
locked
wow.
in into the top lane, into the Teemo. If we look top and we look bot, how strong are those ganks regardless?
I
Teemo
know.
is a squishy boy. If you burn that flash, he is gone. And then into the mid lane, the Yone with the E, if he's coming back, that is a guaranteed knock up for the Jarvan. The Shen is going to be putting on so much pressure. Lucian Nami is going to be so strong. I feel like Pogfrogs have drafted a really nice comp here where they've got loads of early game options. They've
Yeah.
got lots of ways to gank, ways to get advantages, but they have that late game insurance, the UNL special, the Vigar locked in the mid lane. What do you think of
As possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the tools on the board is the name of the game, I feel like, for this Pogfrogs draft with, you know, the Lucian and the Shen. If you, in terms of this, if you just click on the time control, we should just be good to go. It should fix itself. It does not look like we're getting there. There we go. League of Legends pushing through. Small indie company, Riot
The
Games,
200
coming
years
to
client
save
right
the
there.
game. 200 years of client development has led to streamers having to worry every time if the game's actually going to work or not.
Are the
So
Pogfrogs 5 stacking here? Are they going to go for an
the,
invade?
so yeah, so it looks like the side of Psycho but Sweet actually could be looking into this bot lane, looking to play to the Vision, but Pogfrogs
Oh,
could be ready for it. There looks like they're going to be invading on opposite sides if they do choose to go in. A lot of teams seem to be doing this against the Pogfrogs, looking to push the early advantages, trusting in their laning phases. If they do fall behind, they're
oh,
gonna
this
look.
could
They're
be
gonna
bad.
not see anyone here. This could
Oh
be
my god.
absolutely huge for the Pogfrogs.
Oh my
In the
god.
early game, the Shen taunt could go across multiple members. It goes
Oh!
across 4. Massive damage going through. Mouth flashing out. Does not go down first. But Psycho Sweet managing to pick up first blood with 1 being traded back. And this is huge damage for them. Still 5 strong. That's a double kill onto Teemo. And 3 kills for none for Psycho Sweet. That is
That was
disastrous for the side of the Pogfrogs.
so unlucky as well. That was perfectly set up for them too. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, you've got to be questioning, you know, where's the damage lacking, what happened there, because that Shen taunt was absolutely massive, but, you know, there's always the possibility that with the disengaged tools, chasing the pike and choosing to go on the pike, maybe just the target priority for the teams wasn't there. And I mean, there's just a quick example of what we were talking about in the mid lane. The Yone just auto-attacking and able to harass this Vigar early game, knowing he has no defensive options at all. And I feel like that's really going to be what we're hearing this game, especially now that Teemo's got these items. He actually hasn't chose to back frames. He's sitting on 2 kills and 1 assist worth of gold.
That's surprising.
Yeah, there you go. 700 gold. Hasn't managed to take the back though, due to the timing of the lane. So, however, as we see, if I'm not wrong, this is a Gwyn Queso invade into the enemy jungle.
Huh. See, I'm glad he's actually starting to use that prerogative. I think it's definitely a confidence thing. When you sort of know that you're one of the weaker junglers, I think not feeling that confidence to go and make those risky sort of invades to try and get what you want it can obviously be really detrimental. So it's good that he's taken the initiative to go and steal some of Oz's stuff.
Yeah, of course, and you've got to find ways of pulling back from this 1.5k gold lead that's been established for Psycho but Sweet in this early game. And one of those ways is definitely going to be stealing jungle camps away from a very strong scaling jungler. I mean, Karthus is going to get up here having only farmed 3 camps, and he's going to find nothing on his top side. So, you know, that's absolutely huge. And we're already seeing the pings coming down into the top side, walking up on this Teemo. Who,
Here it is.
Gank
This
prowess
could be
we
huge.
see here. Gwyn Queso going in, gets the auto attacks down, immediate shutdown claimed there for the side of Pogfrogs. This is exactly what we want to be seeing in the early game from Gwyn Queso. Invade the Karthus, make him hate his life, take away all his camps, and use your early priority in top and bot to get the ganks up. And Gwyn Queso is doing just that. So, Blaze, how can he further extend this lead and play more to his team?
Those are just impressive pathing. He needs to try and keep up that momentum that he's got from this counter invading. You see, they haven't actually allowed that first failure to rattle them, and they're actually really pulling it back already. They're using clever pathing, stealing the camps, and they're getting everything they need. This is what they need to be doing right now.
Yeah, however, I do have to feel that there is a slight issue with after getting that kill topside, you really have to be thinking, if you are wanting to take your camps, which you will be wanting to do, maybe immediately switching the other side of the map so that Karthus can't counter jungle.
Yeah, of course.
The pathing that Gwyn Queso seems to have taken there was his red into enemy blue, enemy grung. And when you manage to get a kill on the top side, so the enemy knows that you're up there, you really need to be picking up your camps on the other side of the map. So a slight error there,
Lovely
however,
damage going
it's
down.
not the end of the world. As Ozanox was only able to trade back a blue there. So that's still technically a camp up for Gwyn Queso in this early game. Obviously, on top of that, the kill is going to be huge. So where do you expect these leads to be extended? We see him pathing into bot side now as a flash goes wide from Pog X Pete, and we will see how it goes through. The ignite goes down from the team,
Oh,
but
he
it's
got
just
him.
not enough damage. Absolutely massive there from the side of the Shen. The early game max health damage coming through in clutch. That is a 2-1 lead for X Pete, X Pete. I'm unsure in the top lane.
Yeah, I don't know what he if it's Pete or Pete, to be honest with you, but that was a very, very tidy play from him there. Despite missing the flash, he kept his calm again. They seem to be doing much better with keeping their calm in sort of moments of failure.
As we see the Predator down into the bot lane, the Sanity Victim forcing out the flash from Jaina Proudmoore. These are absolutely insane runs in the early game from the side of Pogfrogs. Karthus is here to deal a little bit of damage back, make Insanity Victim's lane a little worse when he gets back there, opening up Ion's kill windows. But I mean, look at the map pressure, look at the change in plays. Beautiful. This is not the Pogfrogs from week 1, this is not the Pogfrogs from week 2. This is week 4 Pogfrogs drafting early, drafting big, and making advantages.
It is. They're playing with so much confidence today, and I think that's something again they've sort of been lacking. I think they got shaken a little bit, but again, you can see the confidence in their plays. They're going, right, we're making these roams happen. We've got direct plans, and we're going to follow through with them.
Absolutely, yes. We do see a gank here onto the mid lane. However, Insanity Victim will be going slowly low. The flash out from Black Hole mid is going to save him for a short while. The ignite goes down onto Insanity Victim. However, the flash away is going to save him here. Not able to pick up the kill and ends up having to burn Gwyn Queso's flash. That looks to be a 2-for-1 flash trade in the mid lane, which I'm sure Aeon will take every damn day of the week.
Oh, 100%. It's good that they're sort of reversing these ganks from the Pogfrog side. They're actually making sure Oz is sort of trying to show a little bit of lane pressure, so they can't just keep getting away with these Jarvan ganks just going in 24/7, just getting so much done for them. They need to be able to answer it.
Oh, absolutely, and him being able to survive there is, of course, huge for the tempo of Pogfrogs. Not managing to pick up that gank is going to be instrumental in surviving, because, I mean, when the Jarvan gets an early gank like that, the scariest thing he can do is keep extending that and keep ganking. And thanks to some maybe poor pathing decisions there by Gwyn Queso, the advantages have slowly been managed to get back, and the Karthus is now up by 11 on farm and up on 3 assists, so he's looking quite golden as we get into this game. Yeah, I mean, you can see there a couple of bits of gold difference as well coming through, as the lead is still there. We're still looking at 1.8k, but that's similar to what we were seeing in the early game after they got that invade. So Pogfrogs managing to keep it even as we're getting later into this game, now at 7 minutes. Not letting them run away with those 2-kill advantages, managing to trade back the shutdown onto the Teemo early, I feel is huge for that. It means they're going to have a lot longer of a lifespan in this game. So I don't know about you, Blaze, and I'm wanting to ask here, what do we think about the current situation in bot lane? Because there's a huge farm lead developing. I feel like it's really Pogfrog's prerogative here to actually start making plays.
Oh, definitely. They need to ideally be looking for something down here, but they've got to be careful with Oz hovering down there on bot. But the fact they've managed to keep, because they were 1.5k down at the beginning of this game, and they've kept the gold mostly even apart from that 1.5k. So that's impressive in amongst itself. But it's just having a hope that the bot doesn't get rolling, because we don't want to see that Caitlyn with 10 kills and like 200 CS just walking around and 3 hitting everything.
Absolutely, as Black Hill mid does get forced to burn his ultimate there in the mid lane. Gonna be good, possibly coming in towards this Drake as they move forward from God King Hector. Is going to be a lot of damage. Does not have level 6 though. The Karthus ult is coming over along with the Shen TP. This is the global presence we were talking about earlier. However, does not manage to get anything as we see almost a solo kill from Black Hole there in the mid lane. That was very, very well played there by Psycho, but Sweet being able to play around the ultimates and the abilities of the enemy team that took those forward just not hit. And managing to survive all that despite burning multiple ults. However, God King Hector probably getting overly aggressive here in the bot lane, as the ultimate is gonna take him through. The kill is not gonna follow up into Rinrin. Again, just a little bit of over-aggression there. Gonna put this bot lane even further behind, which is slightly worrying. But yeah, having to burn multiple ults there from the side of Pogfrogs and not getting anything on that earlier play has to feel really bad. How do you think they can make their way back in from this situation?
I think they're just going to have to slow the pace down a little bit now again. But I think it's good they're pushing the confidence, but it's just having to choose your moments a little bit more cautiously. However, it was good to see that synergy there between the Jarvan gank and the Shen ult. It means they're all on the same page. It's just about execution now.
Exactly, and when you see Pogfrogs finally getting on the same page as a team, meaning, you know, like you say, the communication, the teamwork, that's there. Once that execution gets tidied up, we're going to have possibly a very strong team on our hands as we see their ability increasing. So I also want to ask you, you know, what do you want to see Gwyn Queso doing early? Because we saw him play the first, you know, 3-4 camps, that gank in the game really well. How do you want to see him playing now with the current game state?
He needs to be ideally looking to try and push either the mid in or the bot in, because they really need to try and get a dragon or something and try and get a little bit of objective pressure. When they had all 4 people mid earlier, that might have been the idea then, but I think too much just backfired and they couldn't really commit to the dragon after that.
Exactly, he's sort of non-committally looking around top lane here, chose not to pull the trigger onto the Teemo, even though I feel like he absolutely could have, as we see Black Hole once again engaging onto Insanity Victim mid, taking half his health bar off of 1 soul unbound. Not ideal in the mid lane, and these trades are very miserable right now with a 30 CS lead. However, Gwyn Queso's here to alleviate some of this pressure. So we see a gank down into the bot lane. The hook lands through onto Rinrin, and the ultimate goes down. Huge amounts of gold there onto the side of the Psychobot Suite bot lane. Gwyn Queso hanging around mid here, cancels the knock-up from Black Hole. Very big for this gank. However, Insanity Victim low on damage, low on mana, but he manages to pull it through. The ultimate comes through, and that is a 1-for-1 trade there. And whilst Pyke will be winning that out due to the inherent gold that comes from the passive on his ultimate, that is still a huge play for the Pogfrogs. Getting a kill down onto Insanity Victim, the scaling Veigar is going to be monstrous as we see Psychobot Suite take the dragon.
Oh, that was absolutely lovely from them. It's good that they're trying to get Veigar online, because again, it doesn't matter how bad you are as a player with that champion. All you need to do is press R later on, and no matter how fed you are, you're going to explode. You know,
Absolutely.
It's a clever choice of champions for most of the team, because a lot of it is easy to pull off, and this is what they need. They need to find stuff they can work comfortably with and use the fact their synergy is improving so much to just try and pick up wins that way.
And one component which doesn't seem to be too easy to execute on is the Lucian bot side. The Karthus ult went down there and then was, funnily enough, stolen away by Jaina Proudmoore using his ultimate. So that's always funny to see. But yeah, we're seeing a huge CS lead develop here across a lot of lanes, but specifically in that bot lane. We're getting very close to the 50 CS, the half flame horizon here. And yeah, I mean, take a look at that gold advantage. What's that, 2.4k, something along those lines? Quick math ain't my strong suit. So seeing these leads develop in the bot lane, which is meant to be quite aggressive early, the Lucian Nami obviously known more for its early game strength, is slightly worrying. So do you think there's a way that Pogfrogs can make their way back in this bot lane, or should they just turn their eyes somewhere else?
I think the bot lane now just needs to be playing around, just playing cautiously and just trying not to give up much more money while trying their best to CS in a difficult situation.
Exactly.
What looks like something's happening here.
Getting engaged on the Shen ult is burned when it's not needed, unfortunately. Veigar having to burn the stopwatch there, as well as the flash. However, Gwyn Queso gonna look to get picked out here. The E on from Xpete is going over. The damage doesn't seem to be enough. The flash forward from Black Hole is gonna be denied. Almost going down. Shen flashing forward to get the kill. Traded back. That is gonna be a 2-for-1 in the favor of Pogfrogs.
This is a different Pogfrogs team today. They're playing so well together.
The Ignite goes down though. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Gwyn Queso. And Moneyman Flaggo is absolutely huge on this Teemo. Look at the damage there. The roaming attack speed boost Teemo is going to be taking names, changing that from 2 to 1 to 3 to 2 in favor of PSY.
Guys, it just shows just how quickly it can change.
Exactly, the game state can really change on a hammer here as we see shutdowns coming in from the top side and the bot side. So we were talking about how Pogfrogs are changing as a team, they're adapting, they're learning. They are still finding themselves though in a gold deficit this game, down 5k. So Blaze, when you look at this game, what are Pogfrogs' avenue to get themselves back on the board and back in?
I think it's just a matter around trying to play it for a later game and go for those team fights, because even with the Nami Lucian being a little bit behind, that can still churn out a lot of damage later on. And with the Veigar now starting to come online and the Shen is strong and tanky as well, they could still potentially win around a team fight if they catch the right targets.
Oh, absolutely. However, I think when it comes to the scaling question, what do you think of how these two come scaling to each other? Because I'm definitely angled towards Psychobot Suite's composition here. I mean, with the Yone, the Karthus, and the Teemo. Teemo, a champion that we don't often see in coordinated play, but regardless, I feel like those shrooms, especially into the late game, if he's picking up the items to do so, is going to be dealing a lot of damage.
Oh.
As we see an exact example of that, managing to turn around from the early disadvantages down from the Shen, and now the Teemo is just doing too much damage as we see more aggression here in the mid lane. Mal flipping Insanity Victim out of his own stun. Black Hole mid is going to chase it through. The ultimate goes over to Burnt. But regardless, that is going to be Pyke money onto the top lane as we see Gwyn Queso and DM Rinrin here trying to get an invisible money man Flacco. The Karthus ult comes down as he peeks his head out to try and get the Nami, but does not quite manage to get it through. Gwyn Queso picking up the kill with the ultimate. However, Malf looking forward here. Does he have the ult still? No, it is off cooldown. So if he lands the hook here, yeah, there you go. It's going to be onto Nami. He's going to have to kill. Manages to pick it up. Gwyn Queso now, however, chasing down the Q is going to get the kill. Another shutdown onto himself. However, it looks like Black Omen is going to pick up that return kill. 2 for 2 there. However, big shutdowns onto Pogfrogs.
I think they might have committed a little bit too hard there to try and take those Pogfrog kills for not much gain, in honesty. I don't think they really gained too much chasing those, but either way, they got them, I guess, but they used a lot. This is the sort of time where they can now try and sort of look to get something back from them, get some deeper wards, and push for maybe getting some objective control now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you speak about deep wards, and that's exactly what we're seeing. If we look at the bot side of the Pogfrogs jungle, I mean, that's 2 control wards, got some vision in the lane as well, and that's going to be huge for, I would argue, this Karthus especially, just because it means, you know, whilst I feel like the time for invading specifically early game is over, this Karthus is now getting very close to being online, getting close to his first item. Is getting there in terms of trying to make a difference into this lane, and with the vision on the bot side, that's going to be huge for just making sure he's never getting caught out by this Jarvan or by any other kind of invades from the Shen, as we see the Herald going down mid. So with this Drake going down, what are you expecting to see as we see a possible Drake fight breaking out here?
I mean, this I think they're going to need to back up, because otherwise, the jungle's just going to be poor.
In case of getting caught out, the Pyke ult does miss. However, it is not the end of the world. The kill still goes over. The team of Psycho the Sweet right here are very strong, just being able to force them off the Drake before looking, I would argue, to turn and burn it. So with this Drake going down, obviously we could still see, looks like Pogfrogs are wanting to fight it. A lot of Karthus damage, however, the taunt goes down. That is the jungler for the side of Psycho the Sweet down. The damage here slow onto X-Pit. Honestly, the Hextech Drake doing more than he is right now. However, forces the flash out of Jaina Proudmoore. Damage does not quite come through. The taunt ends up killing him, and Rinrin caught in the middle with you. A 950 gold shutdown.
Oh, it's a shame that went to the Nami. That went to the Nami. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, not what you're looking for, and we're seeing huge gold avenues now being picked up as the gold lead encloses down on 10k in favor of Psycho the Sweet. So for a last port call, we saw a lot of glimmers of hope, some beautiful pathing in Gwyn Queso for the early game, but it really does feel like, unless I'm mistaken here, as Gwyn Queso forced the flash away, manages to pick up the blue buff, and that's what's important. Take the blabber logic of winning that over anything. Flashing for your objective is always worth it.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
If we look for a last port call, a last way for Pogfrogs to make their way back into this game, what are we thinking, Blaze? Is there any avenue for them to do so?
I don't know. It's going to be difficult. They're going to just. I think they need to try and find these smaller skirmishes where they can just pick up little wins right now and try and slowly win their way back. I know their lates are ish equal, but I think it'd be good for them to. Oh, there goes a flash.
So Nox flash gets burned there in the enemy jungle, but no, continue the point about what are you thinking about the late games?
Yeah, because I think that's where they've been going wrong so far this game, is every now and then they'll get like a glimmer where they'll pick up a good double kill or something like that, but they'll just overextend that a little bit too long so they can sort of return it. They need to sort of be able to try and keep their skirmishes and engages in ways that only benefit them.
Absolutely. And I mean, we are looking here down the barrel of a lot of shutdowns were picked up, but they didn't manage to quite trade it into any objectives or any other kind of advantages like that. So the gold lead just kind of kept extending for the side of the Psycho the Sweet. As we see the engage here from Black Hole mid, the Karthus ult immediately going to go down, and he is going to be off the map before you can even think about it. The kill going over to the Pyke, the ultimate used an on cooldown, gold. I don't think going to be traded over there, because he was bursted so quickly. Gwyn Queso getting hunted down in his own jungle using that vision we talked about earlier.
Yeah, Side's vision is perfect right now. They've got his bot side jungle on total lockdown at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. As we see huge damage coming off Insanity Victim, forcing him away from this tower. So we've talked a lot again about Pogfrogs, our favorite boys in the bot lane. However, Black Hole Mid taking massive names down here in the bot lane, knows that God King Hector is just dead to that Soul Unbound and goes on to his support. Huge damage there and a massive double kill for him. So we spoke a lot about Pogfrog's ways back into this game, but it is looking like a struggle. How are you expecting Psycho the Sweet to try and close this out nice and clean?
I think they're just waiting for the Baron at this point. I reckon they're going to just go for the Baron, just push a lane straight in because they've got the money lead now. That's all they really need. They just need the siege potential.
Oh, absolutely. The money difference is huge, and their team can siege quite well, I feel, with the Caitlyn and, you know, with the Pike looking to hook people out. Karthus damage and Teemo damage is never to be underestimated. As Moneyman Flacco perhaps getting too close to this tower here. But yeah, no, they're just going to look to siege, push it down. I don't think there's any need for them to, you know, wait and play for more dragons, because that's really just giving Pogfrogs time to get the Veigar online, get him scaled up. And we know from the UNL just how strong this pick can be. However, the blind going down onto Lucian means that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in the top lane. However, I'll have to double check, but I believe that was a shutdown goal as Mouth is looking to go in. Support champion, my ass, it does not matter. This champion is Giga Strong. The ultimate goes down, ease himself away from the fight as Black Hole Mid is looking to pick up more in the back half. Gwyn Queso perhaps over chasing there, looking for the kill onto Mouth. Managing to get himself cleanly out, half health without an issues. Yeah, the lead from Psycho the Sweet is spiraling into kills here, 23-10. However, a good stun over the wall, but the damage is just not there. He is just not strong enough there. Insanity Victim not able to pick up the kill as the Q goes over the wall. That is going to be a wipe for the side of Psycho the Sweet, with Lucian being the only one returning up from that top kill what feels like long ago. However, Black Hole Mid has something to say about that as he takes him down yet again. Mal still not finding themselves going down, and this is going to be an inhibitor for Psycho the Sweet. Huge advantages in this mid game.
Oh, that was really unfortunate. I think it's just snowballs. I think that's the issue that Pog have always faced. Like they're really good at holding it together, but then they sort of just hit a certain limit and then it just starts going really downhill from there. That seems to be the way most of their games have gone. They'll hit that sort of 5-6k gold limit where it's sort of like a little bit insurmountable and it just really tapers off for them. So it's hard for them to come back from that.
And it does always feel like Pogfrogs are having to fight uphill battles when it comes to winning their lanes, looking to find comebacks in games, because obviously they do find themselves behind in the early game. However, I feel in this game there was a lot of avenue for them to try and make these early game leads. I mean, you've got the Jarvan jungle, and it feels like after that first gank, I feel like having 7 kill participation at 21 minutes is not what you want to be seeing with the Jarvan. As Pogfrogs, however, do look to be getting this dragon, but of course, Psycho the Sweet will be trading that for the Baron on the other side of the map, knowing that they can take it with ease. It seems like Ozanox is going to path down here, see if Pogfrogs are doing Drake. I think it just goes down before we even get there. So that is going to be a Drake traded back, but we were talking about how Psycho the Sweet are going to end early, and it's through this Baron. So
oh yeah, 100%.
This is 100% puts them on a timer to win. However, Ozanox has managed to make his way over, and the reset has gone down. The ultimate is going to scare him away. Gwyn Queso looking to chase him down. Manages to get it up, knowing that the flashes are down. Means that's a kill. However, the Karthus ulti is going to be massive damage here. Pike is here to clean up on the back of the fight. Moneyman Flaco is waiting in your jungle with open arms as a triple kill lands for the side of Psycho but Sweet.
That was disgusting. Just sitting there waiting, just lurking in the shadows, waiting for the Pogfrog guys to run that way. Oh, and there goes the Shen as well.
Going down, following his teammates. Going to be later as we have multiple members of the side of Psycho the Sweet in the base of Pogfrogs. Damage going to be going down onto these towers now. And with this Baron buff, you have to feel like there's not very much that Insanity Victim can do here as he gets bursted almost to death before he can even make it back into his base. However, Gwyn Queso back on the map. Might have something to say about it. Immediately walks into a Caitlyn trap. Trying his darndest here in the jungle with the team back up. It does feel like they're looking to stall this out for maybe another wave or two, waiting for the players of Psycho the Sweet to get here. But they can look for an advantage here as Black Hole immediately going in with the ultimate, pulls the trigger without hesitation. The exhaust going down very late there as with an open Nexus. That looks to be the game for Psycho the Sweet. They're going to look to come back here, however. Not base. The stun misses flash out. Still does not manage to hit. Black Hole Mid caught in the middle of the enemy team, but manages to flash away. The damage coming across the air. Now Mouth has joined the fight. Karthus is away with the fairies, but it does not matter. 4v5. Psycho but Sweet are gonna take game 1 of week 4, day 1 of the UNL, and a big win there for Psycho but Sweet.